Well, it's a tad cold out today, so I don't have my hat, but welcome to today's edition of 42nd Street Pete's Grindhouse, and unfortunately, we got to open it up again with two passings. Mr. Big, Bert I. Gordon, passed away at age 100 a couple days ago. And Robert Blake, star of Beretta, the TV show, Electric Eyed in Blue, Busting, and a bunch of other things, also passed away. Blake was probably the last member of the Little Rascals to pass away, but he was in the later stuff, I think, with the MGM stuff with Froggy and all them. But it was another situation that he may have gotten away with murdering his wife, who the hell knows. But you can go all the way back to William Shatner for that too. Your old lady's laying at the bottom of a swimming pool. Do you dive in? No, you call the cops and stand there. Weird. But anyway, I remember Sid Haig told me that Mr. Blake was a little bit odd to work with on Busting. But after that, Sid was at a red light in traffic, and somebody was blowing his horn behind me, and Robert Blake jumped out of the car and ran up. He goes, "Hey, how are you? How you doing?" Shit like that. And Sid goes, "I didn't know how to take the guy." But up until the point where he went off the rails, he was a pretty good actor. So, I got to go with that. As for Mr. Gordon, shit, he's been entertaining us since, I guess, the early 50s. I think the first thing he did was King Dinosaur, where basically people from Earth go up to this new planet and it's got dinosaurs on it. But they're not dinosaurs, they're just lizards that basically, first off, an iguana does not stand erect. That's another weird thing. I sort of have a little bit of bad attitude toward this shit because I, have dealt with reptiles all my life, even dated a few, and, I have a respect for them. But basically what they were doing here, and they did this in 1 million BC too, was these lizards ripped each other apart. You put an iguana that's basically not a carnivore in with a monitor lizard or a tegu or something like that, there's going to be a fight, and the blood's fucking real. That's happened a couple times, but the other output was amazing. I mean, one of my favorite Bert Gordon films is Earth versus the Spider, and Paul Blaisdell did the effects of the drained corpses, and I still watch that today. It still works for me. Of course, there was the Amazing Colossal Man, then the sequel, War of the Colossal Beast. And then there was the Cyclops, which basically was a guy lost down somewhere in Mexico with a valley full of uranium, and his fiance and 3 other guys fly down there. One of them was Lon Chaney Jr., for whatever reason, punches out the pilot in mid-flight. And this was a perennial in Chiller Theater, too, because when they pushed the big rock in the cave and this guy popped up with his face all fucked up, you basically shit your pants. Other things that he did was The Beginning of the End. I think it was Village of the Giants, then, with color and stuff like that, Food of the Gods, Empire of the Ants, he never stopped working. As a matter of fact, I bought his book off his website, I'd say last year. I think it was $25 signed. And, I don't know anyone else left from that era other than Roger Corman and Jonathan Hayes. Really trying to think of people from the AIP era, going back into the 50s, and sadly most of them are gone. Jack Nicholson's still with us. Like I said, Jonathan Hayes, Roger Corman, he's up there too. I really can't think of anyone else, and those were like, really, really great times growing up as a kid to see all this cool shit. And they actually booked Earth versus the Spider for a kiddie matinee, so I got to see it on a big panoramic screen at the Embassy Theater. What a great career and what a long life. And he was still doing convention appearances up until a year or so ago. So, this man had a really full life. So, but, again, it's fucking sad to say goodbye. And, he will forever be remembered as, the master of the rear projection monsters and big bugs. So all I can say is Bert, rest in peace. Robert Blake, rest in peace. But we have good news anyway. We have some good news. If you didn't see the previous video, the new issue of Grindhouse Resurrection is out, and what a kick-ass issue it is. And you can have this for only $15 shipped, all you got to do is PayPal $15 to Mr. 42nd Street Pete at yahoo.com. MR42ND, Street spelled out, Pete spelled out. And please leave your address. And while I'm on books, one of my contributors, Robert Frise, has put out this one. You know, Paul McVeigh is involved in this. This is book 3 of It Came From Hollywood. It Came From Hollywood. I'm losing my mind here. And these guys are great guys to work with. I've done stuff for them. They've done stuff for me. Just got some really good stuff in here. Scott Vincent sits down with fan favorite Robert Wool to discuss Hollywood Nights, another favorite film of mine, and writing for the Academy Awards. And just a lot of stuff in here. I don't know if they have a website or not. You can get it. There's a website, itcamefromhollywood.net, and you can probably order it from there. I'm pretty sure it's on Amazon, but support independent publishing because it's all that's left. There's very few stores you can walk into and buy anything anymore, you know, as far as magazines. And like I said, we're trying to work and get this to Amazon, but shipping for Grindhouse Purgatory to Canada is $24. So with the magazine, it'd be $34. But like I said in the previous video, you can add issue 1 or whatever other magazines I'm laying around, and it won't cost you any more in postage, just what the magazine cost. So, yeah. Well, that's our episode for today. I thank all the new subscribers for tuning in. Thank all the old subscribers for hanging in there and putting up with my shit. And above all, you guys all stay safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.